Ashley, and today I'm back in my kitchen with my lovely sister Michaela, and we are going to do a craft project inspired by the BFG by Roald Dahl, by the book and by the movie, which is why I have this lovely poster. And fun fact, I'm going to be doing a giveaway for these posters at the end of the video, so stay tuned. So we saw the BFG last week. We had tried to go see it on opening day. I bought my tickets early, we had the best seats in the theater, I ordered popcorn and stuff online so it would be delivered to our seats, and then we get there.
Apparently the power was out and the whole place flooded, which I still don't get.
Yeah. Explain to me, please, how a movie theater loses power and floods as a consequence of losing power. Now, keep in mind, it was not a rainy day. It was a beautiful, sunny summer day, but they lost power and flooded. So we didn't get to see the movie on opening day. We had to wait until last week. And we saw it, and what did you think of it?
It was pretty fun.
Kayla hasn't read the book.
I've read part of the book.
Clearly. You started it?
Yeah.
So I thought the movie stayed pretty true to the book. It took some liberties because it's a movie and not a book, but I loved the giant just as much in the book as in the movie. He's
awesome. Like a big friendly elephant.
He's the big friendly giant, hence the name BFG. And I loved how they did his house in the cave and with the waterfall thingy.
Yeah.
So in his house, he went to a waterfall and he flipped a switch and the waterfall had a gate that came up from behind it, so it kind of stopped the waterfall so he could walk into where he kept all the dream jars.
Yeah.
And it was pretty cool. So dream jars are a big part of the BFG, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what he does.
Yeah.
Is
he collects dreams.
Collects dreams. Good ones and bad ones. And then one thing the movie didn't clarify as much as the book does is that he then goes out into the world and gives these dreams to other people. He sneaks around at night and will blow the dream into the windows. I mean, they did show it a little, but not as much as they do in the book. He holds on to the bad dreams so nobody has them, and he takes all the good dreams and sends them out to people. So we're gonna make dream jars. In the movie, it's just simple jars and there's like a little glowing cloud inside that buzzes around and it's different colors. So clearly we can't do that because we don't have magic powers.
Yeah.
So there are tons and tons and tons of dream jar tutorials on the internet, both on YouTube and on the regular internet, but we're making up our own rules.
Yeah.
So for our version, you need a jar. Or multiple jars. I got two different ones because I couldn't decide which one I liked best. And you need glow-in-the-dark paint. This is from Martha Stewart. It's just glow-in-the-dark finish. And she did have glow-in-the-dark paint in different colors. I just didn't really like the colors they had. It was like a weird green and a weird orange, and our dog's walking by, so you probably just heard his footsteps. So I just got the clear finish kind, but it will still glow. We got two blue paints because we couldn't agree on a blue. And purple and pink, you can choose whatever color paints you want. And we went with some glitter, which is totally optional. We went with yellow little stars because they went nice with our colors, and that's what we wanted. And we also have some glue in case we want to glue on the stars. We also found these really fun little lights at Michael's. These were on sale for $5.99, so we each got one. Kayla has batteries in hers. They're just really cute little lights, so we can put it inside and it will actually light up even if the glow paint hasn't been sitting in the sun. And then of course paintbrushes of different sizes. So there's a couple ways you can do this. All glow with a little bit of color, or all color and all glow. Those are the two options that I see. I mean, you could technically do it with no glow, but what's the fun of that?
Nothing.
I think for my big jar, I'm gonna go all color because I'm gonna put the lights inside and I don't wanna see the wires and stuff. So I think for this jar, I'm gonna go all color. And then for this jar, I'll do the other method. Kayla, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking all color so you can still see the glow and you can't see the wires.
So all color?
Yeah.
So this jar will be done in the some color method with no lights, so you can see the difference of what's happening in my brain. So I think the best way to do this, because we have the glow finish and not actually paint, I think the best thing to do is to paint the whole inside of the jar with the glow paint. Let it dry for a little bit and then go back and add the color.
Okay.
So we're gonna start painting all of the jars, all the insides with this glow-in-the-dark paint, and then we'll move on to the other steps. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just squirt some right in. If you want like a drippy effect in your jar, you could just squirt it in and let it all drip down out. Like flip it upside down like that and let it drip and see how that goes. But I personally want my entire thing covered. And again, this should dry clear, so it shouldn't matter if there's streakiness to it. Clearly, we haven't tested this.
Nope.
We're kind of just winging it. But we like craft projects, so in theory this should work.
Yeah. If it works in our minds, it works in reality.
And isn't that what the BFG has taught us? Isn't that what Roald Dahl in general has taught us?
I'm pretty sure.
That what happens in our dreams happens in reality. So then you'll have a jar that looks like this, all covered in glow-in-the-dark paint. So I'm gonna set that one aside to dry and do the same thing to this one. At this point, while the paint is still wet, I'm gonna try embedding a couple of the stars inside the jar in this paint so that it will kind of act like a glue. You know what? I was gonna try and like place these all individually. I think I'm just gonna go the messy route and I'm just gonna dump them in and shake it up and see what happens. All right, see, that worked, except now they're all stuck to the bottom. So I'm gonna have to do this more carefully with my pinches.
Oh, I kind of like mine at like the edge there.
Oh, that is cool. Let me show the camera. Hers all got stuck like right at the bottom edge, which is really cool. I like that a lot. But mine did not. Mine just got stuck at like the actual bottom. Just kind of throwing some in gently with my jar at an angle so that they'll get attached to the sides, not just the bottom. And of course, this is optional. Like, this whole thing is optional. You don't have to do this craft, and you don't have to do it the way I tell you. But if you want to do it like I'm doing it, this is how. All right, so now I'm trying to aim a little bit for the bottom edges, more like Kayla's, because I liked that. Hitting the jars is both therapeutic and effective. And I'll just get all the extras out. So now we're going to let this dry for a little bit. Okay, so now that our glasses are pretty much dry, now we can add the color. And like I said, it did dry mostly clear. It's got a little bit of a opaqueness to it, but that's okay. It's a dream jar. But I love how the stars are looking already. It's really cool.
Yep.
You liking yours?
Yeah.
So now it's time to add color. A couple of ways you can do this. You can get a paintbrush and paint an intricate design, or you can do like we're gonna do, or like I'm gonna do, and dump the paint in. So you want to use watered down paint. We've got just a little tiny bit of water. That might even be too much. You take the paint and a good squirt of the paint. I've gotten something to mix this with, but we're gonna use the end of a paintbrush. And you just mix with a little bit of water. This might be too watery, unless you want that see-through kind of look, which I might actually go with that. Kind of make it be like a watercolor. What do you think?
Yeah.
So I'm doing kind of like just enough to cover the bottom of the cup on most of these. And you can add more paint or less paint depending on the look that you want. So now that we have those mixed up, the funnest and easiest way to do this is you take your jar and you kind of just pour some in and just twirl it around whatever way you want. So I would do your dominant color first, whatever your color that you most want is. This is why it comes in handy to have a paper plate. Dump it upside down, let some of the excess come up, and then you can go on to the next color. So one thing with this that we probably should have thought of is doing it in a certain color order, since most of the watery ones will mix. This is also why it comes in handy to not do such watery colors, or let it dry in between each one, but I'm too impatient for that. Empty plastic cups so that we can just kind of sit it inside so it can drain out the color. Oh, that looks really cool. You're gonna have to play around and find the right consistency. The more paint in your mixture, the darker it's going to be when the light shines through it. So the more watery it is, the more light can shine through. But the more water it is, the less likely it will stick and the more it will mix and all that kind of stuff. So have fun, experiment. So this is the first option. In this jar, I told you I was gonna do it a different way. So rather than pouring in the color, I'm going to leave it this opaque on the inside, and I'm going to paint the outside with a fun little design.
I think I'm gonna do both.
You're gonna do both? That's a good idea. Do a design on the outside as well.
I think I'm gonna leave it like the good blend of the two colors.
That's really pretty. Kayla went very careful with her painting and with her stars. I went all out and did all the colors and all the stars. But that's what's fun about it. You can do your own. Look at the pretty colors. So I'm going to go with swirls and dots to kind of capture the essence of the dreams in the BFG. I think I've gone from making swirls to making up my own language. The good thing about painting on glass with paint that isn't meant for glass is that if you don't like it, you can just wipe it off. So, thanks to blow dryers and fans, our jars have dried quickly, and there is one final step to making these dream jars. We are using simple paper bag. I'm gonna rip a piece into whatever size you want your label to be. Then I'm gonna crumple it up to give it a little weathered look. If you want to get really fancy, you could just lightly brush some black paint on it to make it really look weathered.
And that takes too long.
That's too much work. And then you're going to write dream jar. Then you're just going to glue it right onto your dream jar. So the little one is totally complete and ready to put any dreams or goals or anything that I want inside. And the big ones, we're being all fancy and we're using these cool lights. So we just got to put it in. How cute is that? Super cute.
Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, you got my galaxy all lit up. Pluto that's non-existent anymore.
It still exists, it's just not a planet.
Well, what happens all the years it was a planet?
They just forget about those years. So there you have two different ways of making dream jars like the BFGs. These are pretty cool. I'll do a photo of it in just a second in the dark. So, thank you for watching. I hope that you learned something, or at least had fun watching us make dream jars. And like I promised, I have a giveaway. I came home for BookCon with a bunch of these posters because they gave them out in like a pack. So I have 3 of these BFG movie posters to go home to some of you. I have to do it in the US because I can't afford the shipping outside the US right now. So in order to be entered to win, please be subscribed to this channel and leave a comment down below sharing with us your dream, whether it's a dream that you had at night, like an actual sleeping dream, but it has to be a good one. I don't want to hear nightmares.
Yeah.
I want good, funny dreams are better, right?
Kim Possible showed up in my dream. That was the best dream ever.
So a dream that you had at night, or a dream like something that you would like to do someday kind of dream. Alright, so those are the only 2 rules. You must be subscribed and you must leave a comment down below. Don't worry if your comment doesn't show up. Some comments for some reason go into spam, but I will check there as well. The date for this contest to end will be... Oh, I should also say, you should make sure that there is a way for me to contact you if you win. Meaning, there must be an email or a Twitter link or something on your YouTube profile so that I can get in touch with you. Because if there's not, then I'm going to have to go to the next person. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you've had fun with this. We had fun with it, right?
Oh yeah.
I had fun with it. Let us know what you thought of the BFG movie. Did you like it as much as the book? I liked the book better. I feel like the book did a much better job of talking about the giant and Sophie and everything that was happening, whereas the movie kind of rushed through it. But it was still enjoyable. The spirit of the BFG lived on in the movie. So let us know your thoughts down below, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
So quick update by the light of the dream jars. Shutting off the lights, none of them really glowed like I wanted them to. I don't think we put enough glow-in-the-dark paint. This one, the bottom, glowed, because a lot of the glow paint settled there. So that glowed fairly bright, but the rest of it was fairly streaky. So if you try this at home, definitely put in a lot of glow paint, which will make it fairly cloudy, but that's okay, because I mean this isn't too bad. Even if this was a lot more cloudy and then we did the color, I think it still would have looked really nice. I have no regrets, they still look really cool. I just like sparkles. So that works. Oh, somebody's home. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, we're filming a video. You can still be here. That's okay. Sam's home!
Woo!
Yay, bloopers!